Okay, so a proportional situation shows a relationship between two quantities. And if you graph this relationship, it's always going to be a straight line. Okay, so the graph will look like a straight line, which we learned yesterday is called linear, right? Okay, and the two quantities are related by multiplication or division. So we're going to go through some examples. So in this next example, we're told that Marcia works in a card store, and in 4 hours, she's earning $20. We need to figure out how much does she earn in 1 hour. Okay, so to figure out how much she earns in 1 hour, so her hourly rate, we want to know how much she earns in 1 hour. We're going to divide 20 divided by 4 equals, good, $5 per hour. So now we know her rate. Her rate of pay is $5 for 1 hour. Now we need to figure out how much she earns in 8 hours. Are we going to multiply or divide? Good. We're going to take her hourly rate, which is $5. She earns $5 in 1 hour, so we're going to do what to figure out in 8 hours? Multiply by 8. So how much does she earn in 8 hours? $40. Good. So for the next question, we have to figure out how long, so how many hours does she have to work if she makes $100? So what are we going to do here? Okay, this is the total amount, and it's divided in, we need to figure out how many hours it's divided into. Well, what is she making every hour? So we're going to divide by $5 to figure out how many hours will that be? 20 hours. And we can check to make sure that makes sense. 20 hours, and her rate of pay is what? $5. Let's check. What's 20 times 5? $100, so it works. So we're going to put all this information into a table, and we know the relationship is hours, so the time, and what? We're relating the number of hours to her earnings, right? How much she earns. Okay, so we're going to place all the data into this table. Well, if she doesn't work any hours, let's start with 0. Does she get paid? So how much does she earn? Nothing. Good. If she works 1 hour, we figured out her hourly rate. What was it for 1 hour? $5. Good. Okay, in 4 hours, she earns $20. And then we also figured out that in 8 hours, she makes $40. And then we figured out if she earns $100, how many hours is she working? 20 hours. Good. Okay, so we're going to translate this onto a graph. Which variable will go on the x-axis? Which quantity? Time or earnings? Good. Time. And then we're going to plot earnings on the y-axis. Okay, so we have to make sure that we have an appropriate scale. And what's the very first point from the table that I'm going to plot? 0, 0. Good. What's the second piece of information we had from our table? 1 hour is $5, so that's around here. Then we have 4 hours. Here's 4. I'm going to go up to 20. 4 hours is $20. 8 hours is $40. And 20 hours is $100. Okay, so we're going to see, do our points form a straight line? If I were to connect these points, yes, it's a straight line. Okay, so now that we've drawn a straight line, I can find any single point on this line. For example, in 12 hours, we can see that she earned $60.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.